Hello everyone, Shaunie Henderson, the well-known television personality, producer, and ex-wife of NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal, has long been recognized as a powerful figure in entertainment, especially through her role as executive producer of Basketball Wives, a reality show that brought drama, conflict, and ratings, but also earned her a reputation for orchestrating messy storylines and fueling feuds that often painted women of color in a negative light. And for years, critics have accused her of exploiting personal pain for entertainment while shielding herself from accountability. But now, in a shocking turn of events, gospel singer and pastor Leandria Johnson, known for her unfiltered boldness and refusal to sugarcoat truth, has stepped into the conversation and confronted Shaunie in a way that many believe has finally triggered a cultural backlash that could mark the end of her reign in reality television. Johnson, who has her own history of being both celebrated and criticized for her raw honesty, took issue with what she called Shaunie's toxic legacy of control, accusing her of profiting off of tearing women down, promoting conflict over sisterhood, and failing to uplift the very community she claims to represent. And when those words hit social media, they ignited a storm of reactions from fans, former cast members, and cultural commentators who began to reflect on the years of manipulation, favoritism, and damage caused by Basketball Wives, a show that at one point was one of VH1's biggest hits, but has increasingly been criticized for perpetuating stereotypes. As the confrontation gained traction, former cast members who had felt silenced under Shaunie's leadership began to chime in, sharing stories of feeling bullied, edited unfairly, and pressured into drama that wasn't authentic to their lives. And suddenly, what might have been brushed off as just another celebrity spat turned into a broader reckoning about Shaunie's influence, with hashtags calling for her to be canceled, trending across platforms, fans demanding accountability, and even faith-based audiences who normally don't engage in reality TV discourse paying attention, because Leandria Johnson's voice carries weight with people who see her as a prophetess, unafraid to call out wrongs publicly. Meanwhile, Shaunie herself has remained relatively quiet, offering only vague statements about being misunderstood or simply telling stories that people wanted to see. But her silence has only fueled the flames, with many interpreting it as avoidance rather than accountability. And in the modern era of cancel culture, where silence is often seen as complicity, her brand and credibility are now under greater scrutiny than ever before. The larger question being debated is whether Shaunie Henderson's empire can survive this moment, because for years she has leaned on her role as a boss woman and someone who has successfully transitioned from being in the shadow of a famous athlete to carving out her own path in media, but with cultural tides shifting toward demanding more positive and authentic representation, her style of producing may no longer have a place. And if Leandria Johnson's confrontation is the spark that exposes the long-standing grievances against her, then this could indeed be the unraveling of everything she has built. What makes this moment so significant is that it's not just about reality TV drama. It's about accountability, influence, and the power of truth-telling. Because Johnson's willingness to speak up resonates with people who are tired of seeing women torn down for entertainment, and it positions Shaunie as a symbol of the kind of leadership that many believe must be left behind if reality TV is ever going to evolve into something healthier. Whether this truly marks the end of Shaunie Henderson's dominance remains to be seen, but the fallout has already begun, with sponsors re-evaluating their ties, fans petitioning networks, and critics questioning whether she can continue to thrive in an environment where her methods no longer align with the cultural demand for authenticity and upliftment. And in that sense, it's not just Shaunie's career that is under fire. It's an entire genre of reality television that she helped define, now being forced to reckon with its own legacy of harm. At 49, Shaunie faces perhaps the greatest challenge of her career. Will she adapt, apologize, and rebuild with transparency? Or will she remain defiant and risk being remembered not as a pioneer but as a cautionary tale of what happens when power is misused? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. Leandria Johnson's bold confrontation has sparked a conversation that Shaunie can no longer control. And whether or not she weathers this storm, the culture has shifted in a way that ensures she will never again move unchecked in the world she once dominated. Thanks for watching.